Now you wait for years and then two come along at once. Tomorrow, the second royal wedding of the summer takes place as Zara Phillips ties the knot with Mike Tindall. Their wedding is expected to be much more down-to-earth than the grand affair enjoyed by William and Kate. It'll be a private ceremony at Edinburgh's Canongate Kirk. Let's go live to Leith now and our correspondent Lorna Gordon. Lorna, the wedding may be tomorrow, but the celebration's just about to start, aren't they?
Yes, Fiona, the guests have started arriving and we're told the happy couple have left the palace and are expected here within just a few minutes' time. There may be up to 400 guests here this evening, among them many members from the world of sport and, of course, members of the royal family as well. And what a venue for what is likely to be a very big celebration. They are a low-key couple who'd been planning for a private ceremony. But this was a very public entrance for Zara Phillips and Mike Tindall as they arrived for a final run-through for their wedding. It's taken them 8 years to get to this point. She was the royal wild child with a tongue piercing, and he was a tough rugby player from Yorkshire. Introduced in 2003 by rugby fan Prince Harry, they seemed an unlikely couple. But together they've become sporting royalty. She a World Championship eventer, he captain of England. And when they got engaged last year, in typical style, the laid-back pair posed for official pictures wearing jeans. In fact, they're so laid back, their families say they found it hard to fix the timings for the wedding.
I think there were a number of factors on the date, and I think probably had quite a bit to do with the start of the England warm-up games as well. And so the date was a bit of a tricky one to choose, but managed to squeeze it in.
So Edinburgh has been getting ready. There are extra police, but the narrow, historic streets mean well-wishers will be limited. Already they've been gathering, their friendly, understated welcome perhaps adding to Scotland's long-held royal appeal.
The royal family's connection stretched, a long way back to Balmoral, the whole sort of tartan sort of image of Scotland that launched 1,000 tartan gift shops that Queen Victoria developed. The Queen, of course, famously, enjoys Balmoral a lot and the simple lifestyle of it. And of course, Zara went to Gordonston, and Scotland's premier school. And I think that's probably the reason why the wedding's going to be held here.
And what about commemorative souvenirs? One bride walking down the aisle tomorrow has taken up the baton. She was due to marry in the church where Zara and Mike are tying the knot, but when requested, happily agreed to shift her venue.
I'm excited. I'm happy, and I hope she is, and I'm sure she is. No, I'm just really looking forward to tomorrow's big day, and I hope she enjoys her day as well, like every bride should.
When it comes to public appearances, Zara Phillips and Mike Tindall are used to being in the background, just how they like it. Tomorrow, though, it is their turn to take centre stage. Well, Zara Phillips and Mike Tindall have arrived here within the last few moments. They're making their way to the Royal Yacht Britannia, a yacht, of course, of which Zara has very fond memories. She spent a considerable amount of time here as a child. This will be a very big celebration. She may make her way home a little earlier than her guests ahead of her big day tomorrow. For the vast majority of people on the yacht, though, carriages are expected at midnight. Fiona.
I hope they have a great...
Edinburgh's making final preparations to host Scotland's first royal wedding for almost 20 years. The Queen's granddaughter, Zara Phillips, is marrying the England rugby player Mike Tindall at the Canongate Kirk on the Royal Mile tomorrow. This afternoon they had their final rehearsal at the church, and tonight they're hosting a party at the Royal Yacht Britannia in Leith. That's where our reporter Andrew Kerr is this evening. Andrew.
Well, Sally, it's a most magnificent evening for a cocktail party tonight. Probably the most prestigious party going on in Edinburgh at the moment, I would bet. A short time ago, a motorcade arrived over there, and the happy couple will be on the yacht now. All the police bikes are lining up there. And just a short time ago, we actually caught our first glimpse of the couple in Edinburgh. Making sure everything will run smoothly on the big day, Mike Tindall and Zara Phillips at the Canongate Kirk this afternoon for a wedding rehearsal.
I think people have enjoyed certainly the last wedding, and probably looking forward to this one as well.
I've come from East Ayrshire today, a little village called New Mills, and I've come to see the rehearsal for the wedding tomorrow.
I think in light of the Olympics and everything else been down in London this year, it's nice to get a breath of fresh air to come up, see something that's British in our Scottish country.
I think they're good because they do go to hospitals and stuff, so I think they're really good.
Zara's following in her mother's footsteps by opting for a Scottish wedding and tied the knot at Crathy Church in 1992. Police say Zara's ceremony is a private affair, but there's a big security operation underway at the Canongate Kirk, and there's a huge amount of media interest too.
We've got a range of contingencies in place, and we've planned well in advance, and all those are in place, and I will be surrounded by a really good team of people and advisors who will assist me on the day.
After the wedding at the Kirk tomorrow afternoon, it's off to the Palace of Holyrood House for the reception, an ideal venue apparently.
Anyone who knows it knows that there's several large public rooms that can be used, drawing rooms, and there's something rather intimate about the Palace of Holyrood House as compared to Buckingham Palace. Something rather nice about it, yes.
A key part of any wedding are the presents. Historic Scotland are giving this hand-carved occasional table, which has a royal heritage.
The tree itself was planted by Prince Albert, and in the storms a few years ago it was damaged and had to come down. So our craftspeople here kept some of the good wood, and this was just a perfect opportunity to create this small gift.
But the dress is the most important thing for the bride at this point in the proceedings. This is a Stuart Parvin design. It's thought he's the man who's made the gown.
Well, I think a lot of his designs really based on iconic times in fashion, like Grace Kelly. For instance, this particular dress really cinched in through the waist and the beautiful attention to detail with the tiny bow. And I think he modernises that classic look.
The designer's name and all the other details will be revealed in full tomorrow.
Well, Sally, when the happy couple emerged from the church, they had a parting kiss there to a big cheer from the crowd. Of course, they had to part company to get ready for their big night on Britannia. But I'm sure Zara will want to have a pretty early night and get back to the palace in good time for the ceremony at 3 o'clock at the Canongate Church tomorrow. And it's pretty narrow down there in the Royal Mile, so the advice to all those royal watchers out there is to get there early if you want to catch a glimpse of Zara and Mike. Sally, back to you.
Thanks very much, Andrew Kerr in Leith.